Hey everybody, it's Margo, and today in this one, a little bit to discuss about Legacy Loot Mode, some clarifications that were covered in the Q&A that happened today. Bit of unfortunate news, but I get where Blizz is going with the ideology of this, so let's get into it. Now, if you don't know what Legacy Loot Mode is, a quick overview. Everything's personal loot now. Personal loot came with the patch 8.0, there's no master looter, nothing. It's completely overhauled, everything is personal loot. That means when you were farming previous content for transmog and stuff, it was actually really difficult to get a whole bunch of things. Like, even though a warrior can add a staff to a collection, he can't actually ever get a staff because personal loot would dictate. Warriors don't need staffs. So, that's basically what Legacy Loot Mode fixed. It made it so you get the entire group's personal loot, counts in every specialization, you can get anything. So, I just got 2 plate boots of a boss, right? And, that's actually more loot than I would have gotten previously. Previously, you'd only ever get 1 drop, but now it's giving you the loot of an entire group, so you get more loot than you did before. It's actually really nice. I like Legacy Loot Mode. Now, the defining thing about Legacy Loot Mode is you have to be at least what was previously thought to be 10 levels over the content. At least 10 levels, and then Legacy Loot Mode would activate. So, when I was talking about it before, I was excited because, Legacy Loot Mode, people thought it would activate once you hit level 120 for Legion content, and it currently wasn't working for Warlords content, so we thought it was a bug. It's not actually a bug, right? Legion content won't activate when we hit 120, and WOD content will activate when we hit level 111. And the reasoning for this is Blizzard said there's not enough people out there in the world, or at least this is what Ian said. He's like, there's not enough people out there in the world going to solo content. Especially from the previous expansion. So, when you go back, for example, it was Warlords of Draenor. Not many people were going back and soloing Mist of Pandaria content, even though we were 10 levels over the content. It was just a small amount, right? It's not to say that it wasn't impossible. I've done plenty of solo content from the previous expansion on numerous occasions, but he's saying it just didn't make sense to activate Legacy Loot Mode for 10 levels below the content. You would activate it the expansion following it. So this means Legion content will not fall under the guidelines for Legacy Loot Mode until the expansion following Battle for Azeroth. And as such, Warlords content is going to activate coming up in the next expansion. So it's kind of disappointing, but I get the logic behind it. He's right. There's not many people going out of your way. Like, there will be a few people out there that go back and solo Legion content once we hit level 120. It'll happen, trust me, I know there will, but at the same time, it's a very small group. Normally you're going to get 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 friends together, you're going to go run a raid, and you're going to crush it out as a big group. But there'll be those couple people that get Azerite armor once we hit 120, we're reaching the item levels like 390 and stuff like that. It'll happen, I know it'll happen. But you won't be on Legacy Loot Mode. You'll still only get personal loot, so in a way it's kind of inefficient, right? There's not a whole lot of point to it unless you're going back to kill the bosses that drop mounts. If you're going back looking for loot itself, you may as well wait, right? But you could do Warlords content. It's going to open up here soon. I wouldn't bother sticking to Warlords content now just because of how it works. Just a suggestion. Anyways, that's all I had for you. Wanted to clarify that. A little disappointed personally, but hey, what are you going to do? Maybe Blizzard will change it in the future. You never really know. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. And I will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.